This morning, I'm going to try to give you all the information you need to use Plaid. Plaid is the data aggregation firm Forest Systems uses to import bank transactions. That's checking accounts, savings accounts, and credit cards are particularly useful to use Plaid. In order to get started, you contact Forest Systems and let them know that you want to do data integration using Plaid. Then they will give you the logon to sign up, register for Plaid, and identify the banks you want to use for data aggregation. Now, when you select a bank for either a checking account, savings account, or a credit card, you may have more accounts than what you want for us to have access to. You're able to opt any account out. For instance, you might have accounts that have nothing to do with your forest entity. You can opt out. But the ones that you want, you will have to set up. The first thing you'll do is go to View in Forest and make sure you understand and have your official identification. Go to View, select the tab Users, select Administrative, click I agree, and just to the left of the refresh button, you will see your database identifier. That's what you will need when you get to the Plaid site and you're ready to sign up for all your bank accounts. I have that now, and I'm ready to go to Plaid. In addition to your administrative ID, the identification you get out of View, you will need to decide within your organization who is going to do the sign up in Plaid. This will need to be an individual who has access to the bank accounts, all the bank accounts that you want to connect to Forest Systems. Because when you get to the Plaid site, you will pick a bank, and when you select a bank from the list, and there are thousands on the list, you will click on the bank you want to integrate with. You will need the login information for that bank. It will look just like you're at the bank site. You will log in, and in essence, what you're doing is telling the bank, yes, I want to give Plaid access to my data. Plaid is going to collect all the data from the bank and submit it to Forest Systems to be reformatted for the Forest Systems platform. So think carefully about who in your organization has access to the bank information when you log on to Plaid. Once you have identified your company ID and you have the individual that has the bank access, you'll log on to the data feed site, which is datafeed.forestsystems.com. And you will see this screen. Click Sign Up, and you will be asked for specific information. You will enter the customer ID that you got out of Forest Systems in View. You will enter the username, whoever's going to be using this or do the sign up. There can be, one person can sign up and get everything set up in with the Plaid organization. That doesn't necessarily have to be the person that's doing the actual importing into Forest Enter. But you will set up the administrator on the data feed site that has the access to bank information. You will use their name, their company address, they'll create the password, and they'll control the Plaid side of the data aggregation process. I have now opened the data feed the Plaid site with a database that's already set up. But I think I'll be able to show you in detail what you will see when you try to sign up. You click on Connect Account, which will take you to where you're going to select banks. You continue. You will see a list of many of the banks that are available, but if you don't see your bank, you can type in a few letters and you will see it. I typed in, I'm going to pick the bank Truist. Use my login here. It's exactly what I would use to log in if I were at the Truist Bank site. I'm going to use a bank that's already set up, but I will be able to show you the steps that what you will see. I am now at the Plaid site, the data feed site, and I have already set up my accounts, but I'm going to go through the process a second time so that you can see what you need to do. You click Connect an Account. Continue. Type in the account name. I typed in DES, which brought up Desert Financial, and then I'm going to log in. Now, because I've already done this, my login, my password are saved. You will be logging in as if you were logging into your bank account. You will submit it, and you will see all of the available accounts come up in that bank. In this situation, I want all my accounts to come up and be available for integration, so all I have to do is click Continue. It says Success, and I'm connected. If in fact at any point in time you realize that you have given access to an account that you don't want to have the information forwarded to Forest Systems, you can go back into Data System, select that bank, and there will be an option to ignore an account. You can ignore 1, 2, more, or none at your choice. Also, if you in fact collect data for an account that you find doesn't have enough activity, that it's easier just to input the data manually, that's an option too. You can ignore the import process. We're now going to switch gears and go, you've set up your banks, all the accounts that you want to do data integration with are set up. We're going to now go to Forest Enter, and I'm going to show you how to import that information. You will see the screen. Once again, I've clicked on the credit cards section in Enter. I'm going to select a specific credit card. This credit card will have new data every morning. You can download it once a month, once a week, every day, whenever you want to. You set the date at the top according to how you want the period of time that you're importing. And then you click the little, what I call it, looks like an inbox for mail. It's the import icon. You click on that. A screen will come up. You have to be sure that you have entered the financial institution account number, the last 4 digits. Sometimes credit card numbers change. If you ever need to, you can just edit it. If you haven't input it, you put the last 4 digits of the credit card in there. It will always be visible when you're doing this process. You click File Selection, and it will default to the most current period of time that you haven't uploaded. You click Import. The Import button will fade a little bit, and then you will see the screen come up. You can see by the green check marks along the left-hand side of the enter screen that those transactions have already been imported. You will see that there are 2 that are ready to be imported. Because I have used this process before, it remembers. It recognizes what's in the memo column, which is the information that comes from the credit card. It recognizes that information and uses what you use in Forest Enter for payee and account. It enters it. If there's a new transaction, for instance, if you're traveling out of town and you go to a new restaurant, it will be blank. There'll be a little red X there, and you will create, input the payee, input the account the way you would if you were doing it manually. And then you click Post down in the bottom left-hand corner, and almost instantaneously, you will see a green check mark, which means it's imported. You then cancel. You're back at the enter screen, and the most recent transactions have been imported. You do this same procedure for any account that you have set up for data integration, and it makes your data entry very simple and very accurate. I should emphasize, when you're using Plaid and the data integration process with Forest Systems, the data remains very much confidential. It is encrypted both at the process of downloading it to Forest and then at the process of Forest making it available through your database. It is encrypted, it's safe, it's secure, and it makes data entry very simple.